Hello. Hey there. Okay. Hey everybody. Welcome back to a live stream. Today, we're going to be learning some guitar. I remember one of you guys said that you were too old to learn one of the instruments. And I was like, all right. Well, I'm going to show you guys that you're never too old to learn an instrument. So we're going to be doing that. I hope that the volumes are not too loud. If it is too loud, please let me know. Firstly, we're going to learn a song. That's right. We're going to learn easy 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 guitar songs. I have never played guitar. I've played bass. I played the bass. I don't know guitar. I tried to play guitar. The guitar is very hard for me. But again, I know bass. So, using my skills, we're going to be trying to learn guitar. It's cool. We're going to go through a lot of these. All right. So, G. So, yeah, this is... Let's learn Take Me Home Country Road. The reason that I don't know guitar is because of the chords. There are so many chord stuff that it is hard to remember, and my memory is horrible. So G. Sorry. Oh, and there's another G. This is G. M, and then you got D. You got D. You got C. Got D. F sharp. Oh gosh, this is yeah. Let me. Okay. Bam. Oh no. I don't know what it is. Okay. Guitar for beginners. Alright. Let's see. Absolute beginners. Let's go. Hold on. Proper guitar tune. No, I gotta check how to tune the guitar quickly. Start tuning of the guitar. E, A, G, B. Let's see. E, A, G, B, E. Wait. What is that? I can't see that. My eyes are too far away. Okay, so E. E, A, G, B, E. Okay. All right. That's a bit weird. That's weird. I never knew that about guitar. I thought it was always different. I thought it was always like bass. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, you guys aren't listening to
And
this.
the
There we
third
go.
finger,
I just realized that.
otherwise known as the ring finger, goes here, directly underneath at the same fret on the string below. So just one recap, these fingers are placed finger number 1, or the index finger,
Why is it 1, 2, 3?
middle
like that
finger, and the third finger here. The little finger, it's best to keep it as close to the third finger as possible rather than shooting off and doing its own thing. This is where we want to place it here. For this particular chord, we do want to strum all 6 strings and make sure that they're all heard. So let's do that now and strum our E major chord. Now that sounds like it should sound, and hopefully yours sounds the same. If not, your guitar may be out of tune, so check out that tuning video. However, we also want to make sure that all 6 strings are ringing out, by which we want to pick the thickest to the thinnest string, so string 6 to 1. And if they all sound like that, then we're doing it correctly. Possibly one of the strings sounds a little bit like this. We get a little bit of either buzzing or it's not ringing out at all like this. There are 2 common reasons that that can be the case. The first thing is you need to be at this side of the fret, as I said at the start of the video. If they're in the middle of the fret, that may not ring out. They all want to be at this side of the fret, not at the far side.
Oh my gosh, I did it!
Each finger also needs to be right on the tip, not
It's been
flat.
so long.
Now this is common because whenever we hold things, say if I was just holding this guitar neck to pick it
my
up,
finger's
we'd
hurting.
grip it like this. But this is not how we press down notes on a stringed instrument. We need to be right on the tips of our fingers and make sure that this joint in our fingers is bent and kind of curled over so that each tip of the finger is at 90 degrees to the fret. And when those 2 things are the case, when we're at this side of the fret and on the tips of our fingers, it's just a case of getting that right amount of pressure down, but with the right finger placement, it may be a little bit less than you think. Now, even I, at this point, have some lines on the end of my fingers.
Sounds
This is
perfect.
normal. We do have to press down, you know, a decent amount to get the note ringing out, but try not to press
this
down
isn't anything
any
like
more
bass.
than you
This is
need
completely
to. Try
different.
and find that
There's
sweet
more
spot. The second
painful
chord we're
than
going to
bass.
cover in this video
strings
is the
are so
A
thin.
major chord. And with this
Oh my
chord, we can
gosh.
play any one of 10 songs. As I
My
say, there'll be a
fingers.
song at the end of this
Poor
particular
fingers.
video, but there are a number of songs, 10 songs, that are played only using these 2 chords on my website, and the link to that is also in the description. So to play the A major
Alright.
chord, it's best to start off on the E major chord that we already know.
Okay.
Now we need to keep this first finger down but lift the other 2 away. And this is really important. This is going to be our anchor finger, because when we're learning chords,
That's new. I
the
don't know
hard
where
thing
my
isn't
finger
necessarily
is.
playing one chord, it's the change between. So what we're going to do is keep this first finger down but slide it over to the 2nd fret, and this time we want to be around in the middle of the fret, because we're going to place the middle finger above it
Oh, wait.
at
what?
that same 2nd fret and the 3rd finger directly below it.
Oh, okay.
And this is the A major chord. You may have seen this chord played like this. However, if this is the first time you've ever picked up a guitar before, it's going to be incredibly difficult to change between any chords, and these included. So we're making this as easy as possible by keeping
I
contact
don't
with the
like this.
fretboard at all times.
Why is it not just
and using that
straight
first
down?
finger as an anchor point. So this is the A major chord that we're going for. Let's place this first finger at the 3rd string, 2nd fret, 1, 2. Middle finger goes directly above it, and 3rd finger below it. And it's best to keep that first finger around in the middle of the fret this time, and this time only really, so that we can fit the other 2 in. And with this particular chord, we want to strum from string 5. And this is what the A major chord should sound like. To check that all those strings are ringing out, we want to pick again from the thickest to the thinnest, but we're going to start from string 5. There is more opportunity
My
for strings
fingers are
not
so
ringing out
fat.
from this one, so again, try and get them as far towards you as possible and keep right on the tips. That is the best way to get them ringing out, but you may have to press on just a little bit harder on this chord to get those strings ringing out. One more time,
There we go.
strum,
I managed to do it.
pick each string, and strum.
Awesome.
So to change between those chords, we need to keep that first finger down at all times and change between them. So if we go back to the E major chord now, and just give it one single strum of all 6 strings, we keep the first finger down, slide to the 2nd fret, middle finger above, 3rd finger below, and strum.
This is painful, man. This
And then
is
to
so
change
painful.
back, the first finger stays down, slide it back to that 1st fret,
Okay.
middle finger above, 3rd finger below, and strum. Again, so we're on that first chord that we looked at now, the E chord. So we keep the first finger down, we slide it to the 2nd fret for the 2nd chord that we looked at, middle finger above, 3rd finger below, and strum. Try and strum from the 5th string, so missing out the thickest string. But if you do accidentally catch that thickest string, it's okay for now. We're just learning. First finger stays down, we move back to the 1st fret for our first chord, which is the E major, and strum, and that's our E major. Now you may wish to pause the video here so that you can have a little bit longer practice between those 2 chords, changing between the E and the A chord. Remember to keep your first finger...
Alright, we're gonna practice that a bit, guys. Ready? Okay. Painful, painful, painful. Strum. It's hard to change. Okay, ready? And then, wait. I'm getting the hang of it. Oh man, it'd be like that, it'd be like that. Alright. Okay. Oh no. Ah! This office chair is not made for playing guitar. No, not at all. No, I don't think so. Alright. So. Yeah, well, it's something like that. kinda. But it's good enough at the moment, I'd say.
Down at all times. And the first chord we looked at has your first finger on the first fret. And then chord number 2, the A chord, first finger, second fret, middle finger above, third finger below, and strum. And you're wanting your fingers to take around a second to go to each chord, to move on to the second part, which is basically going straight for our first song, which is a song called For What It's Worth by Buffalo Springfield. This song has just these 2 chords, and we have to play each chord for a bar of each. To do this, we need to understand about bars and beats. The beat is whatever you would nod your head to when your favorite song comes on. So when you're kind of grooving along to a song and tapping your foot and enjoying it, you're tapping your feet or nodding your head to the beat. This is an even pulse throughout the song, and it generally goes to a count of 4. So an even count of 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is repeated throughout an entire song evenly. It's that count of 4 that we call a bar. So the simplest strumming pattern we can do for any song is just strumming on the beat, and we're going to strum each chord in this particular song 4 times. So we strum the E chord 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, and keep that first finger down when we're going to change to the second chord, which is the A chord, and then strum this 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we need to change back to the E chord and do this in a loop for around a minute. And if you've never heard that particular song that we're going for, the link is in the description to a YouTube video of the song, so you can have a quick listen to it to hear what we're going for. And you should pretty distinctly hear this rhythm guitar part throughout the entire song. Keeping the strumming hand going while changing chord is undoubtedly the trickiest part of learning songs on guitar. However, this anchor finger, keeping the first finger down, makes it a much easier task and helps us going forward to learn the other chords that we're going to be learning in the coming days.
Clicked in my head,
so
man.
Drilling this change is so important rather than learning more chords. So many beginners get a book full of 10 chords or 100 chords and try and learn them, but it's mastering the change between them that's going to get you the end goal of being able to play real songs as soon as possible. And hopefully this will be one that you can play just in a few minutes now by following me. So let's start with the E major chord, the first chord we covered in this video. And we're going to strum this 4 times, and as soon as we've done that, as soon as we strum that 4th strum, we want to change immediately to the A chord as swiftly as possible. Now, if this takes a few attempts, and that is totally fine, because this is the end goal of this first video, of this day 1 of this 10-day guitar course. So if it's a little struggle at first, that's understandable, because it might be the first thing that you've ever done. Go easy on yourself, allow this trickiest part of this, the chord changes, to bed in and for you to get used to them before you put too much pressure on yourself. So let's play along together really slowly now, and let's have a go at playing our first song, For What It's Worth by Buffalo Springfield. So we get ready on our E chord, we press down, and we begin strumming in 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, then change to the A chord and begin strumming again. 1, 2, 3, back to the E, changing back, and 1, 2, 3, 4. First finger stays down, we change to the A. 1, 2, 3, 4. And pause there. So now's the time to take stock with how you're doing. If you need to pause the video just briefly one time again to just do some individual changes, which will drill that change a little more often to help you get used to it more. Maybe take a quick break to rest your fingers a little bit, because you might have big lines and they might be quite sore. That's understandable and totally normal in the beginning. And when you feel up to it, play this video from this point one more time, and this from the E chord. Play along with me one last time in 1, 2, 3, 4. E, 2, 3, then to A, 2, 3, 4, E, 2, 3, 4, and A, 2, 3, 4, E, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3. One last time from the E, 2, 3, 4, and A, 2, 3. Finish on E, E. And that's how to play our first song, and that is the end of day 1 of this 10-day guitar challenge. So thank you very much for making it this far.
Alright, day number 2, let's do this.
Hi guys,
Oh gosh, you can see the amount of people that drop. 30 million views, day 2, 6.5. Nobody wants to go to the next day. But to be honest, I wouldn't have gone to the next day as well. That would have
Name's Andy.
I think everybody just gave up there.
And welcome to day 2 of my 10-day guitar starter course, where I'm encouraging absolute beginners to play guitar for 10 minutes a day for 10 days. This is the challenge, and in this video I'm going to be showing you our next chord, which is the D major chord, and we're going to be learning how to play the chords and the melody, the main riff and hook to the song Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen. Super recognizable, super great, and to do this we're going to need to learn the D chord, and the only 2 chords that happen in the whole song are the A chord and the D chord, and we also have a little easy melody, as I say. Let's get straight up for a close-up now on these 2 easy chords. So as a reminder, this is how to play the A chord from the previous lesson. We have our first finger on string 3, fret 2. This is fret 1, this would be fret 2, and we place our middle finger above and our third finger below. An A chord can also be played like this, but I'm encouraging you to play it like this because the first chord we learnt was the E, and we can go between the 2 chords like this. And then this chord that we're learning in this video, the new one in this 10-day course, is the D chord, which we play like this. So to play each one of these chords, we never have to lift off that first finger, and therefore it's a lot easier because the harder thing about these chords are the changes. So when you're changing between the chord, the worst thing that can happen is you lift all your fingers off and you don't know where to put them. With one finger down, that tends to be a lot better. So we know this A major chord. If you don't, check out day 1 of this 10-day course. And we're going to learn now this new D major chord, where our first finger is in the same place, but we move it to this side. Our middle finger, or finger 2, goes 2nd fret on the thinnest string, so like this. Notice straight away my fingers are on a little bit of an angle to get them as far to this side of the fret area, which is this area here. Get it as far this way as possible. And then our third finger goes here to make a triangle shape. The little finger doesn't need to be down, but we're just going to put that right next to the third finger like this. So a recap between all those finger positions: finger 1, finger 2, and finger 3. And they're all on an angle pointing towards your strumming hand shoulder. The thumb can be a little bit higher on this chord, but we're not going to use it to mute any strings kind of like this just yet, but we can use it to mute the thickest one like this. The real thing we want to focus on with this D chord is getting the thinnest 4 strings to ring out. So this one we strum from string 4, which is the D string. Our thickest strings are E, A, and D, which are the 3 chords we've learned. This one's the D, so we strum from the D and play the thinner strings and press down like this. And that's what our D chord should sound like. To play Born in the USA, along with lots of other songs that use these 2 chords, we'll just need to change between the A and the D. When we're doing that, we need to keep this first finger down, because that's the advantage of playing this A. So we go back to this A chord, middle finger above, third finger below the string that our first finger is on. Keep that first finger down, lift the other 2 off, and play the D chord that we've just learned. 1, 2, 3, and strum. It's always a good idea to pick each individual string from string 4. 4, 3, 2, 1. And if they're not ringing out, we need to be more on the tips of our fingers and have them all at this side. And with the D chord, we tend not to have to press on as hard, but you may, if you still are with good positioning, still getting this sound where things aren't ringing out, you just need to press down that little bit harder, but not too hard so that you're getting two big lines in your fingers. The small lines in your fingers like this are always unavoidable. So let's just practice this change between A and D a few more times, and then we're going to go for our second song in day 2 of this 10-day guitar course, Born in the USA. So here is our A chord again. We give it a strum. We keep the first finger down, middle finger below, third finger on the 3rd fret, so a little bit more of a stretch, which is where, not being straight with the frets, we want to be on an angle with our thumb just creeping over the top. That makes this D chord a lot more comfortable. We keep the first finger down, we lift the other 2 off and go above and below. First finger stays down, slide it to the good side of the fret. Second finger, third finger, and strum from string 4.
I just realized, hold on, I think we might not be streaming fully. Oh no, we are. Okay. Okay.
Back to the first finger, slide it back a touch, middle finger above and below. If you feel that is too tough for you at the moment, please don't give up. Please check out day 1 of this 10-day course, where we'll cover 2 even easier chords and an easier change. So to play Born in the USA in the original key, sort of along to the record, we need something called a capo placed at 2nd fret. For more info about a capo, there's a link in the description to sort of tell you about my recommendations for them, because they are really useful to play songs, especially playing along to the record. And they do only cost, a few pounds or a few dollars.
I'm gonna go check downstairs for a capo. Hold on. Alright, I got a capo. Capo. Alright. Okay, what position does the capo need to be in?
So they're well worthy of an investment, as is a guitar pick. Everything you'll see me playing in this 10-day course, I use a guitar pick. This is my own brand, it's an Andy guitar pick, available on my website. So if you want my recommended one, check that out. But we're going to move on now, and we're not going to use a capo in this demonstration, just in case any of you guys don't have one yet.
Okay.
What we need to do is play each one of these chords for 4 bars. Now, we covered what a bar was in the previous lesson, which was 4 down strums played on the beat. So 1 bar of this A chord is written like this, the A chord with 4 strums, and the vertical lines represent a bar, and we play that A chord like this. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hold on.
4 even strums, and we want to try and miss out that thickest E string. To play 4 bars of A, we essentially strum 16 times, but we don't want to count to 16. We need to keep counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and we do that 4 times. So as a demonstration, first of all, 1, 2, 3, 4. Second bar, 2, 3, 4. Third bar, 2, 3, 4. Fourth bar, 2, 3, 4. And then stop. And this is where we would change to the new D chord, and that would complete this song. We would just do those 2 chords in a loop to play the rhythm guitar version of Born in the USA. We'll learn the recognizable hook of the song in 1 second. We're just covering the chords first. So we need this new D major chord. There's our new D. And again, 4 bars of D, 4 strums for each bar. So 2, 3, 4 as a demo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second bar, 2, 3, 4. Third bar, 2, 3, 4. Fourth bar, 2, 3, 4. And then we need to change back to the A. And as I say, we do that in a loop. And if you can keep that going for around a minute and keep the strumming hand even, you can play the rhythm part to Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen. So let's have a play along together now, starting from the A chord, and join in when we get to beat 1. I'll count us in together. Get ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. Third bar. Fourth bar, then change to the D. D. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. 4. Back to the A chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. 4, here we go, change chords. D, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, and 4. And pause there. Now again, if this doesn't go as well as you hoped or you couldn't keep up with me, that's totally fine. That's what the practice time shortly after this video is all about. Mastering this chord change so that the change isn't slowing down your strumming hand. So that's totally fine if that's the case. We'll have one more playthrough now before we go along to trying to play this little lead line. But let's go again, and I'll kind of sing along a little bit so you can get how the song would go.
Oh, no.
Start from the A chord and join in with me in 2, 3, 4. 1. Born in the USA. I was third bar. 2, 3, 4. USA. Change chord to the D. Born in the USA. I was born in the USA. Back to the A chord. A. Born in the USA. I was A. Born in the USA. Change to D. D. Born in the USA. I was born in the USA. And pause there. And that's how you play that song. So hopefully it sounded a little bit more like how you recognise Born in the USA would go. But the most recognisable bit of this song is the riff. Now that is very recognisable as the riff. Born in the USA. And we're going to learn how to play that now. So we start off, again, I'm using a pick, but you can play this with just your thumb or even just your first finger and pluck each of the strings, which would be something called fingerstyle, and that's totally fine, but I'd recommend using a pick for now, just to start off with. So we pick the thinnest string once and let it ring
I can
out.
read tab.
Nice and easy. Then we ideally want to use our middle finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string here. And that's the 2nd note. After that we go back to the open string.
There we go. This one I can read
And when
tab.
it's written above here in something called tab, that would be written 0,
For tab is the only
on the
thing I can
finished
read. I can't
string.
read anything else, bro.
3, on the second thinnest string, and then 0 again on the thinnest. If you need more help about reading tab, the link is in the description to a video where I'll explain exactly how to read all these numbers that are suddenly on lines and look very scary, okay? Totally fine. If you've never come across it before, you'll probably be able to follow me here. But if you'd like to learn how to read tab, that video is there for you. So as a recap, we've gone 0, 3, 0, and the first one needs to ring out longer. Born in the other two are quicker. Fourth note, first finger on the second string just here. That would be U of USA. And then back to that second note for S. So U, S. And then nice and easy, open string finish. A. So we have 6 notes in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that can seem daunting at first, but if we put the lyrics to it, it does become an awful lot easier to get your head around. So we start off with born, born, thinnest string. In the. One more time with those 3 notes. 3, 4. Born in the. U is second fret with your first finger. U. Middle finger third fret. S. A. Together again. 3, 4. Born in the USA. Born in the USA. Born in the USA. And that repeats almost throughout the entire song. As I say, that sounds exactly like it when played on its own, and you can practice it like that, and it's entirely correct. However, so that you can do this along to the record and it sound correct to the original song, we need to place a capo at second fret, like this. This is a certain type of capo. There are many different ones available, and the recommendations are in the description in the video. But now we play everything proportionate to that second fret, so it sounds like this. This is now in the key of the original because we've hired the strings up. This basically clamps the strings down at second fret. This becomes first fret, this becomes second fret, and this third. Born in the USA. And then our 2 chords. Born in the USA, I was born in the USA, I was. Those 2 chords are played like this, missing out this first fret and starting from the second fret, playing the A and the D like this. And that is the end of day 2 of this 10-day guitar starter course. Please do join me tomorrow for day.
Alright, I'd like to that. Okay.
Hi guys, welcome to day 3.
Oh my gosh, the numbers have been halved again.
Hi guys, my name's Andy.
6.5. Is this free?
Hi guys, welcome to day 3 of my 10-day guitar starter course, where we're checking out the easy 3-chord song 3 Little Birds by Bob Marley. So we've already covered the chords needed to play this song, the E, the A chord and the D chord. If you haven't checked out those chords yet, please do check out day 1 or 2 of this course where we'll cover those chords in depth. And let's get straight in for a close-up now for how to play 3 Little Birds by Bob Marley. So the chorus of this song should be very easy for most of you guys watching this video. We want to change between the A chord and the D chord. So very similar to what we did in day 2 of this 10-day guitar starter course. We just have the E major chord in the verse, but the chorus, so this first chord sequence, is 2 bars of the A chord, and if I just strummed on the beat, that would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Then we change to the D. And then back to a bar of A. So 2 A's, 1 bar of D, 1 bar of A. Just a demo first of all. Don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing's gonna be alright. And that repeats twice, and then we get on to a verse. Let's try with this one, because it is very similar to what we did in day 2. Let's try doing something we call 8th strumming, and we're going to do this all with down strums. So essentially, for 1 bar, rather than strumming 4 times, we're going to strum 8 and twice as fast. That looks like this. That's how we split the bar up now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Because we have to, in music, we can't just count to 8. We have to always count to 4 and count the offbeats as and. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 bar of A would therefore sound like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So because this should be fairly easy for you, let's go straight for this harder strumming, get stuck into this easy song. And if you want to play along with me, I will shout out the changes for you, but we're strumming it around this tempo. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So ready on our A chord, everyone? Let's give this a go in 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and about a thing. 2, change to the D, 'cause every little 2 and 3, back to an A chord, 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's have one more go at that same line because it happens twice for this chorus. 3 and 4, don't worry, 2 and 3 and about a thing, and 2 and 3 and D, 'cause every little thing is gonna to an A. Now we need that to happen twice straight away on the bounce. If the change was a little hard to you, just pause the video briefly to do some individual changes. Strumming the A chord, changing to the D, give it a strum, change back to the A. If you're unfamiliar with this change, check out day 2 where I explain how to play these chords in depth and why we're playing this version of an A rather than the 3 in a line A that some of you may be more familiar with. The idea is this anchor finger basically. So let's go for this one more time. We're basically going for the same line again, but we're going straight for both lines. And I'll kind of sing the chorus so you get an idea of how it all fits together. Then we'll learn the verse. So same again. 2 and 3 and 4. Don't worry about a thing. And 2 and 3 to a D chord. Every little thing. Back to an A chord there. And 2. We stay on the A. Don't worry. 2 and 3 and 4 a thing. And 2 and 3 to a D. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. And 2 and 3 and 4 and. Perfect. That is how to play the chorus. We then have a verse, which is this next section I'm about to show you, and then we go back to a chorus. Typical song structure usually starts with a verse, then goes to chorus, verse, chorus, but this one starts straight away with the chorus, which is why we did that first.
Hey, Borderlands
the verse, a little bit trickier, because we do also change to this E chord.
Grab your guitar and play along with me. We're gonna be learning how to play guitar in this
Rise
one.
Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little
bit.
A
Oh, sorry, I
chords,
forgot the E.
then to a D chord.
Just today.
So that's the first line. The second
Literally
line
just
is really
today.
similar, but we're going to change.
Just in this
every
stream
chord
as
here
well.
is for a bar. A
Okay, I gotta
E,
remember how to do the E
A,
again.
and D. The way I kind of like to think about it with these chord sequences is A chord is kind of in the middle, so then we come to the thicker strings, so back to the middle, and then to D, which is on the thinner strings for this one. So if you remember middle, thicker strings, middle, then high, it can be easier than trying to remember the letter names. Remember what your fingers are doing to remember a longer chord sequence, and it helps you visualize.
Yeah,
So let's play.
I'm familiar with bass, but this is definitely a bit more different than bass. This is a bit different than bass. So basically, learning guitar from brand new beginner. That's why I'm again these beginner stuff.
Play this together. I'll shout out the chord sequence, but it's also on the screen for you if you
So
need
bring
it.
up your guitar
From the A chord, straight for 8th strumming. I'm sure you can do this.
and it's called "Strung Along with Me." Sound great? Yeah. Trying my best. It's the changing of the stuff and making sure there's enough pressure. That's the hard part for me.
Guys, keep going with me. 2 and 3 and 4 and morning. Smile with the rising sun. 3 and 2 and 8 chord, 2 and 3 and then a D chord, 2 and 3 and pause there. Let's go one more time.
Smile with the rising
2
sun.
and 3.
Free little
A chord there
birds
and 2 and 3.
right on
On
my
my
doorstep.
doorstep, 2 and 3 and 4 and then it's almost the same, but the D and the A chord are swapped around for the last 2 bars. So it's a bar of A, E, straight to a D chord, and then back to A. So
Hold on, let me search that one up. Yamaha F370. Yamaha F370. Yeah, my one is like this, but it doesn't have the thingy thing. I think we have your type as well. Very good. I like the guitars. How long have you been playing Schizo, Borderline?
just the last 2 chords swapped around. It's on the screen for you. Let's try and go for this straight away from the A chord, the second line. 3 and 4 and E chord, pure and true. D chord, bigger change. Let's give this a bit more time. There we go. D chord. This is our message to A chord. You. And then we would be straight into the chorus, but we're just going to go for that one more time. So let's go for the whole thing, the whole verse. I'll shout out each chord as it comes to you.
Dude,
and we'll pause a little bit on the changes to make sure everyone can keep up.
You've hit a wall of your
From
practice.
the A chord, top of the verse, in 2 and 3 and rise up.
Hold on, before we start, bro, don't give up. Don't give up. It's okay. You know, just keep playing, keep having fun, because you know what? Even with my bass stuff, I was not able to do hard stuff, but then I was. Just takes practice and learning, and just takes a bit of time. Keep at it, my guy. And remember, it's not too late, because even I'm playing guitar, and some people have, given up. Don't give up.
This morning, 2 and 3 and 4, E chord, rising sun, and 3 little A chord, then to a D, on my doorstep, 2 and 3, back to an A chord, second line, sweet song, with melodies, E chord, pure and true. D chord this time, singing D. This is our message to A, and that's the end of our verse. So to have a full playthrough now, we want to play through the chorus, come to the verse, and then...
Hey, with card season, you've been busy. Hey, I feel that. That's about where I ended my bass stuff, man. Busy with year 12, and then I went to uni. Oh, dude.
end on that
Got
chorus.
this, though. You got
and that
this.
is absolutely plenty
Music
for
is a
this
good
song.
hobby.
But there is another
Keep it
couple
up.
of verses as
You
well
don't
if you
need-
want to keep
Again,
that.
you don't even have to play complex songs, you know. You can play a good song such as Ed Sheeran songs, which are quite relaxing. Or even this song, Three Little Birdies, and sing along. I'm having fun doing this. I didn't know it was this easy with this song. It sounds so good. I really didn't know it was this
change
easy.
in a verse, it's the same chord sequence, so your count is the same. Let's have a playthrough then, full playthrough from the top now. I'll sing a little bit, but I'll also shout out the chords to make it easy for you. Join in with me from your A chord, straight into a chorus in 1, 2, 3, and 4. Don't worry, 2, 3.
About
stay on
a
the A chord.
thing,
Then it's a D, go.
'cause
D
every
chord,
little thing is gonna
to an
be
A.
alright.
2, 3. Start again, don't
Don't
worry.
worry.
Second line.
About a thing. Let's sped up a bit.
3 to a D.
'Cause every little thing is
Back to
gonna
an
be
A.
alright.
Back to an A. Verse. Rise up this
This
morning.
morning.
2 and 3.
Smile
E
with
chord.
the rising sun.
3 A chord.
Three little birdies
2
up
and 3.
is
Then to a
on
D.
my
D.
doorstep,
2 and
singing a
A
sweet
chord. 2
song.
and 3, 4.
The melody's pure and true.
3 D chord this time. Bigger
This
change.
is a message to you.
A chord. 2, 3. Chorus.
Don't worry
2 and 3.
about a thing,
2, 3, 4.
'cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
1, 2, and 3. And they tell me
Don't
don't worry.
worry
Last line now.
About a thing,
2 and 3 and D.
'cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's how to play through.
It's so cool now. Well, you gotta leave. I mean, that's so cool. You gotta leave, but you're so cool. All good. Thank you very much, Borderline. Thank you very much. I hope that you have a wonderful day, alright? I hope that you'll be able to play a bit more complex songs, bit by bit, remember, man. Put it into pieces, chop it up into pieces, and I'd say use Tabula. Tabula helps a lot. It really does. Tabula is how my mind works. I'm sure that maybe it'll help you as well. But yeah, thank you very much. I wish you the best too.
3 little birds, and that is the end of this day 3 of this 10-day guitar starter course. If you haven't checked out days 1 and 2, please do, especially day 2. We've got a little melody with that one, and I'll teach you how to play Born in the USA by
Alright.
Bruce Springsteen. But if you've already done those, you can practice this 3 little birds and then get straight on. Join me tomorrow for day 4,
Oh my gosh,
where we'll
yeah,
be checking
dude.
out an easy riff with
This
the
video is so old that they don't have the pop-up stuff anymore. Oh man, I remember when they used to have the pop-up stuff. Like every time you could click on the next videos. Oh dude. Alright, day 4, 22,000, 21,000. Everything's gonna be halved. Everything's gonna be
Hi
halved.
guys, how you doing? Welcome to day 4 of this 10-day
29,000. No, oh no. Most people actually, I think, yeah, after day 1 and 2, day 3 and 4, everybody's starting to stay on. Everybody's staying on this one. All right.
guitar starter course with me, Andy Crowley. Now in this lesson we're checking out a very recognizable riff that's just played using the chords E, A and D major. Now we've all heard of the term guitar riff before, but it can happen that people don't actually know what it refers to. Now a guitar riff is the short recognizable part of any particular song. and it has to be short, it has to be repetitive, so it has to be the same thing that repeats over and over, and it's also instantly recognizable as that song. This one is Wild Thing, originally done by the Troggs, and it just has these 3 chords in it, and let me give you a quick demonstration now of what we're going to be going for in day 4 of this course.
Bro! Oh my gosh, dude! I know this one! I know this! I don't know the song, but I know. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding, ding. Bro, no! I know this.
Now, most people watching this video should recognize that as Wild Thing. I'm not going to say everyone, because there's always someone that doesn't recognize a certain
Oh my
song,
gosh.
but most people will. And if you don't know it, other people will definitely recognize
that
it
riff
if you
before.
play it. And that can be a fantastic asset to have, especially in your early days of playing guitar, when you really want things to sound exactly like the record, and sometimes it doesn't, or sometimes we play simplified versions of songs. It's great when this sounds absolutely like the record. Let's get in for the close-up now and learn this easy song. So
Okay,
to
how do we
play
play?
Wild Thing, we start off in an A major chord, and we're going to play in this fashion in congruence with the rest of the course. If you're not familiar with this A chord and you're more familiar with this way of playing in A or any other way, you can use that, but I advise this one because this riff is constantly changing chord from the A to the E and the D chord, and we want to make that change as good as possible, and that's the idea of this finger staying down, this anchor finger that we have between all these chords, which never quite lifts off, it just slides. So we're going to start off on an A chord, and we're going to strum twice. That's twice on the beat, so join in with me now. 3, 4, 1, 2. Be careful not to pick the thickest string, but we can have our thumb on top, like this. So this sound is made when we just pick that string. We're not pressing down and getting a note, we're just muting that string with our thumb. So then I can strum all the strings, and that thickest string is not heard. A very handy skill. So we strum twice, then we change to the D after a slight pause.
Oh my
and we strum
gosh,
twice,
dude, this
but quicker. On 2 down strums. So A, D, D. 1, 2, 3, and 4 is the rhythm of it.
Oh my gosh.
1, 2, 3, and 4. Now to make that change smoother, we can mute by laying our hand over the strings at the sound hole like this. And that will really clean up the sound and make this riff sound a lot better. But it will sound like Wild Thing, even without that muting. It'll just sound a lot cleaner with it. So after that change, A, D, D, we then do the biggest and hardest change to the E chord from the D, the hardest change that we've done so far. Then we strum E on the beat, 1, 2, and then we go back to the D again. So A, D, E, and back to D, and that's the whole thing. That is just what we repeat. Just let me have one slow demo before we play it together. Wild Thing, you make my heart sing. Hopefully very recognizable for you guys. Let's have a go at playing it together really, really slowly. Play along with me, starting from the A chord. In 2, 3, 4. To the D, and then to the E. 1, 2, back to a D, and 4. Let's give it another go, really slow. In 2, 3, 4. A, mute, D, D, to the E, E, chord, 3, D, D. This time we're going to try this riff in a loop. Let's try and play it 4 times. Remember, with these guitar riffs, they have to repeat, otherwise it's not a riff. It has to repeat exactly for it to sound correct and be the song that we're going for. So one more time, but we're going to cycle this whole riff 4 times. From the A chord, 2, 3, 4. A, 3 and 4. E to the D, D, D. From the top again. A, D, D, E, D, D.
Wait.
D, D, E, D, D. And that's our riff, okay? Couple of tips. Remember, we had this thumb just creeping over the top and taking out, muting this thickest string. That thumb wants to be in the same place on the D chord, but it needs to lift higher on the E because it's all 6 strings that we want ringing out on the E chord, but when we're on a D chord, we ideally want the thinnest 4, but it's okay if we just catch that A. It's not going to sound bad, but it sounds really bad if that thickest E string is ringing out on a D chord. We don't want that. Also, especially when changing back from the E chord, we want to make sure that all our fingers are as far this way as they can on the fret, not in the middle. They want to be right over here, and as much on the tips of your fingers, so curling over this first knuckle or sort of joint in our fingers, curl those right over and they will ring out. If they're too flat, they will not ring out, and all our chords will sound a bit flat and not quite ringing out. The correct way, right on the tips, really right on the tips. And that is our riff. When the song first starts, the first riff that you hear in the Troggs version actually stays on the E a little bit longer. So the first round of the riff is the intro, and that goes like this. A, D, D, E, 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 E. And then they start singing Wild Thing, do, 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 you make my heart sing. So it's just on that first attempt that we need to play A, D, D, E, E, I think that's 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A, D, D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that happens just on the first repetition as an intro, and then it's the normal riff that we've learnt until you make everything groovy. Till the lyrics say those words, you make everything groovy. And then we have Wild Thing. Wild Thing, I think I love you. We have that section, which is, I'd count it as a middle 8. It's in the middle of the song, and it's longer than 8 bars, but it's kind of this middle section and a little part where we're going to play this little riff. Now this is where we're going to be playing the more advanced A chord, 3 in a line, which you may find easier to do, but it is harder to change between the chords with this A. That's why I'm saying it's more advanced. But what we're going to do here is a thing that guitar riffs do, which is maybe something that's a little unconventional, something, you know, not playing a chord the standard way. This is what happens in real songs. And for this one, we're just going to lift off of the A chord, have all open strings, and strum the middle 4 strings. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we strum those same strings.
Oh, that sounds good.
And that's how we play those 4 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wild Thing, I think I love you, but I wanna know for sure. That section, okay? We have 4 strums, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have 4 of those. 4 of that whole thing. So let's try and do that together. In 1, 2, 3, open, down, open, down. Wild Thing, I Think I Love You. Again, strum. Up and down, up and down. But I wanna know for sure. Up and down, up and down. So come on and hold me tight. Last time. And then we go back into the main riff, which we need to go back to that other way of playing an A. And if you want to play along with me and play this riff as you remember it, let's give it a go. 2, 3, 4. D, 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 wild thing. D, 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 you make my A, D, 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 you make everything groovy. So one more time. Wild thing, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open A, open A. Wild thing, I think I love you. But I wanna know for sure. Open A, open A. You can keep your thumb here the whole time because we don't ever want this one ringing out. It sounds a lot better if we don't play that thinnest string. Sounds a bit heavier, a bit more rocky. So that's how to play Wild Thing by the Troggs. If you'd like a longer chord sheet to be able to follow and know where you are in this song,
Alright, let's try that, guys. My fingers hurt so much though. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Link is in the description and in the top corner for the chord sheet for this day 4 song of this 10-day. Hi guys, I'm Andy Crowley. Welcome to day 5.
It looks like the people have stayed. We're all staying. 22 likes,
one put in. A new strumming pattern and a little melody for one of the great songs that are fantastic for beginners. It's just got 2 chords in it, and this is Ooh La La by The Faces. You may not be aware of it, so I'll just give you a little playthrough of the 2 parts that we're going to go for, but I think you're really going to like it. Wish that I knew what I know now. When I was younger, I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was stronger. So that's the chorus, and that's the little rhythm part, and then we have this lead part.
Oh, do I know this? No, I don't. Never mind.
That can be played just with your first 2 fingers. So absolutely fantastic for beginners. So those 2 chords I just played were a D major, played from string 4, and an E minor, which is played like this. So E minor is essentially just an E major chord, but we take off your first finger and it's just those 2 notes there. It can be easier to play that with your first 2 fingers. So that was the E minor I played before, E major with our first finger off. But it can be easier just to use your first 2 like this. And the strumming pattern that I used was playing the root note, so the lowest note of the chord, otherwise known as the bass note, and then strumming, which I kind of nicknamed Bob Dylan style folk strumming.
Interesting.
So that's root note.
I don't know how I'm gonna do that.
And then strumming the thinnest 4 strings. And we do that 4 times of each. So 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then change to the E minor, where the root note is now, on the thickest E string. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that just repeats for the whole song. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Do 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 do. give you some tips and help you play this bit first, and then we'll play that melody towards the end of this video. The quick links are in the description below if you want to skip to the single note part. So here's our D chord, played 1, 2, 3, standard D major, fingers on an angle pointing towards your strumming hand kind of shoulder, and then we pick the root note and strum, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4. When you're doing the single string pick, you want to make it just a wrist motion, so just moving the wrist and keeping the forearm still, and for the strum, just kind of flick everything away, so flick downwards, slight movement of the arm, but still the movement is at the wrist as well, so just to focus on the strumming action, pick, just the wrist, strum, just kind of let it flow down, but as small a movement as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And staying on those thinner strings will really help to get this sound. I'm using a pick and picking string 4, strum, 4, strum. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we change to the E minor chord, and we then pick the thickest string and strum. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's have a play of this together. If you can't keep up with me with the single note, just go for a normal strum every time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Change chord there. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it should be nice and straightforward, this one. Everyone should be able to do this, even if it's one of your first ever songs. But try this Bob Dylan style folky pattern if you're up to it.
All right,
so let's try that together now, really slow. In 2, 3, 4, root note, strum. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor, thickest string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to the D chord. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, E minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's repeat that really slowly, and I will sing the words just so that you get how the verse and the chorus work together, exactly the same chord sequence, and then you'll be away to practice this straight after this video. Let's play together in 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, change chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, change to D. D, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we start the verse. Poor old granddad, E minor, I laughed at all his words. D, I thought he was a bitter man. He spoke of women's ways. Keep it going back to the D. They trap you, then they use you, E minor, before you even know. D is blind, far too kind, don't ever let it show. Chorus, same thing, D chord. I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was younger, I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was stronger, and pause there. From there, It is just a loop from exactly what you've done. So if you could keep up with that, fantastic job. If you couldn't, pause this video now, have a quick practice, then rewind and have another go along to me. But we're going to move straight on now and move onto the lead line, which kind of follows the chorus pattern, at least in a rhythm point of view. Wish that I knew what I know now when I was younger. So for this little lead line, we're going to start with our first finger where it normally is on the D major chord, and pick that note, which is the 3rd string, 2nd fret, represented as 2 in the tab above. And and then we play that note 3 times. 1, 2, 3. After the third time, 1, 2, 3, 4. We go with our middle finger to 4th fret, and we're going to try and play this whole thing just with our first 2 fingers, okay, to make it even easier. We're going to go with your middle finger to 4th fret of that same string. 1, 2, 3, 4. And remember, when you're placing your finger at any fret, it wants to be at this side of the fret area, not at this side or in the middle. We want it right up there, and the middle finger right over here, not in the middle. Still staying right on the tips of our fingers, staying like this, rather than being really flat. We're not holding a guitar, we're playing notes, so we need to bend that first knuckle like this. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we go back. The 5th note is the same note we started with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me move my pick into shot so you can see it. 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we go 4th fret, but this time on the 4th string, so on the thicker string, and then to the open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 0, 4, 0 on the D string on the 4th string, this one here. If you want to play it along with me, join in. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Da da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4th fret to 0. To end that little section, it's a 2, 2nd fret of that same D string. Those last 3 notes. 1, 2, 3, 1, open string, 2nd fret. From the top, 3, 4. Three, 4. And that's certainly the main part. That should be recognizable if you listen to the song as that particular song. This is what a riff or a lead line does. It makes a song recognizable. A little bit slower. 3, 4. And then the last part of this riff, middle finger, 5th fret this time. So this on mine, I've got 2 dots, and this 2nd dot is the 5th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At the 4th string. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. At 5th fret, 4th fret, and 2nd fret. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. So there's a little bit of sliding happens here. 2, 3. It's the first finger. 1, 2, 1. Now there, when I'm sliding from, when I'm moving from 4th fret to 2nd fret, I never lift off the string, but I do lift off the fretboard. So I'm sliding along the string, but I'm not squeezing. You can see my thumbs over the top. We slide and then press down again. Press here, slide, relax, press down, but never letting go of the string. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. So from the top, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. slowly now. Last time, let's play this together. Give this a really good go, guys. This is towards the end of the video. This is the last thing. We can do this. From that first finger where it would be on a D chord, here we go. In, 2, 3, 4.
Huh?
End part. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. And again, 3, 4. Stretch-wise, if your fingers are on an angle, it will be easier, or you can go with your third finger for these notes. Any of those higher ones if you prefer, but we always want to start on first finger at that second fret. Very last time, guys. Here we go. One more time. We'll do the riff twice. In 2, 3, 4. There's our song. So that lead line goes over the rhythm part that you've just learnt. To copy the rhythm part exactly as I did in the intro, we do up, down, up at the end. So pick, strum, 1, 2, 3, up, down, up. Now that does make it much more difficult because that's where we change chord. So I'm not expecting everyone to be able to do that, but if you needed an explanation of it and a demo, here it is one last time. Really slow. 3, 4.
Hello, Ginky. How you doing?
The best thing to notice on that one is it's on the last upstroke that I lift off to change chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, up, down, up is where we change chord. That's a little chord changing trick for you.
I don't know how to do that one.
Up, down, up. It's on the last upstrum that you lift off your chord, and that means we're there. We can arrive on the next chord. Your fingers are down for beat 1. That's absolutely the most important thing when changing chords in rhythm guitar. If there's an upstrum on the last beat of the bar, so on 4 and, or even later than that, make sure you're lifting off your chord for that last strum, and it's the coordination of that that will improve your
Well, I'm
chord
just letting
changes.
guitar.
And that is the end of day
So I'm
6. Thank you very much for joining me
doing
today.
much.
The idea now is that you'll practice this for a further 10 minutes, along with the other songs that you've done over the last days and the last few days following the.
Alright. We've been here for an hour 30. I think I'm gonna end it there for today's guitar class. I'll note this down, guitar lesson 5. And then we'll continue this tomorrow after I come back home from work. But yeah. Alright. Ginky, I hope you have a wonderful day, okay? I hope you find something good that you listen to and that you enjoy it. And to anybody else that's watching later on, let's continue this because my fingers hurt a lot. Let's continue this probably tomorrow or probably the day after tomorrow, and we're gonna learn more stuff until we can do some Ed Sheeran songs, and then I can become famous. I can become the next Ed Sheeran. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you don't give up. As you can see, to those of you watching from my gaming channel, the one Voids, I think, or somebody, whoever it was that was doing the orchestra thing. Remember, I'm like old, and so you can probably do it. If I can do it, you can do it. If I can't do it, well, you just gotta try harder to do it. That's all. Thank you guys again, and bye bye. Cheers.